Hey, welcome back. You're now watching part 5 of my video series on creating a MERN CRUD app. So in the last video, we did our Express JSON Web Token authentication system. And now in this video, we're going to connect it to our React app. So this one's going to move pretty quick and there's a lot to go over. But stick around and like and subscribe and let's get right into it. Alright, what's up guys? So I got my Express server running on port 3000. And then I got my React app running on 3001. And now we're going to hook up our authentication system to our React app. So one thing I just wanted to clean up from the previous video. So in our node store, we've been typing out localhost 3000 on every single request. We can actually just set this once, which will make it a lot easier to manage. So I'm going to go to my index.js. I'm going to import Axios from Axios. And I just Googled how to do it, and I found the answer right here. We can just set base URL like this. So paste it in, and our base URL is going to be http localhost 3000. And now we can go to our node store and we can omit that from our URL. So I'm going to change all occurrences and delete it. And now we can just put the path only. So let's make sure that still works. We get no errors, so it looks good. And now we can get started. So where we left off, we have create, read, update, and delete all within this app component right here. And now we're gonna have to start using multiple pages. So we're gonna have a notes page, which is this. We're gonna have a login page, and we're gonna have a sign up page. So let's start by moving this stuff to a separate component. I'm gonna create a new folder, and I'll call it pages. And then in here, I'll create notes page.js. And then let's just copy over all this stuff. So we want to render these 3 components. So I'll paste that in here. And then we have to move over this use effect in the store. So I'll go in here, paste that up here, and let's make sure to import everything. So we need notes store, we need use effect, we need notes, we need update form, and we need create form. There we go, I got everything imported. So now we can delete it from here, and let's just render that new component, so notes page. And let's just make sure it still works. I'll go back to Chrome and I still see everything, so it's still working. So now let's create a second page. We'll call it login page. I'll just make a component. And now we need to hook up these pages to different routes. And to do that, we have to use another package. So it's called React Router. And it's pretty much the standard that everyone uses. So let's check out the docs, quick start. We install it like this. And then, yeah, you just create a router. And a router has a bunch of routes. And then you put the routes inside of routes. So let's go back here. I'll open up a new tab. I'm still in my front end folder, and I'll run npm install -- save, and then paste in React Router DOM at 6, hit enter, it'll grab it. And yeah, now we can use it. So let's go to app, and let's import it. So import from React Router DOM, and we're gonna want browser router, routes, and route. So let's create a router right here. So I'll go browser router. A router has a bunch of routes. So we'll do routes. And then let's do a route in here for the index path. And it's going to render the element that we put in here, which will be notes page. So that looks good. Let's see if it works. We still get our page, so it's working. And now let's add a second route. So we'll go route. And this is not going to be the index path, so we're going to put path, and it will be /login. And we want /login to render the element login page. There we go. So we go back here. Now, oops. Now I can go to /login, and it gets that page. So now let's add a little navigation up here. And to do React Router navigation, it has to be within the router component. So let's do an unordered list, list item. And in React Router, we won't use A tags anymore. We're going to import something called link. not that, just link. And now we go link to wherever we want. So we'll do the index path and just put home. And then let's copy this and go link to /login. And we'll do login in here. So let's go back to Chrome, and now we got our navigation, and we can flip between pages easy. And notice it doesn't refresh the browser, so we know it's a single page React app, which is what we want. So yeah, let's start hooking up our login page. So let's create a new component. We'll call it login form.js, and a login form is going to be a form element with some input. So we want input type is equal to email, name is equal to email. And we also need input type is equal to password, name is equal to password. And then we need a submit button, so button type submit. And we'll put login inside there. And I got /but, I want /button, and I gotta open a button. There we go, let's render this component within our login page. So I'll go in here, I'll do a heading too, so I'll go h1 login, and then render login form below that. So let's check that out in Chrome. We got our heading and then our form. So now we need to create some state to store the values of these inputs, and then we'll add a function for login. So we're gonna create a new store, and the store will be responsible for handling all the authentication stuff. So we'll call it auth_store.js. Now I'm just going to copy the notes stuff, paste it in here, and delete everything. And then just call it auth_store and make sure to export it at the bottom. So now we got an empty store, so let's create some state for that login form. So I'll go login form, and we need an email, which is an empty string, and a password, empty string. And then let's create a function that can update these pieces of state. So we'll go update login form. And it's going to be a function that gets the HTML event. And we got to get name and value off of e.target. And then we got to change one of these up here. So we have to access the existing state because we can't change a single value. We got to send a whole new object. So let's start by getting the existing login form with const, and we want to get login form off of auth_store.getState, and then we can use the set function to update state. We want to update login form, and we want to start by putting the existing values by going ... Oh, sorry. So since we're doing it right. ... login form, and then we want to update name to be equal to value. And then yeah, actually we don't have to do it this way since we're not doing anything asynchronous. So instead of doing it that way, we're going to do the set function that receives a function that gets state like this, and then we just return what we want to update. So let's go like that, paste in this, and it's going to be state.login form now. So either way would work, but this is better since we're not calling that getState function. It's a little easier. So I'll save that, and now let's hook it up to our form. So let's go to login form, and I'll grab the store up here. So const store is equal to auth_store. And then we got to set the values on these. So value is equal to, and it's store.loginform dot. And let's see, we got .email and .password. And then we got to hook up the onChange function. So onChange is equal to store.update login form. There we go. Should be hooked up to our auth store now. So it's hooked up to these, and onChange is hooked up to this function. Let's try that. I'll refresh, and I can type, so it appears to be working. So now we'll set up this login function. So let's go back to our store, and we'll create a new function called login. And then for login, we gotta accept the HTML event, and we want to prevent default. And then here we want to grab the login form values. So here's where we're going to use that other method. So we'll go const login form is equal to authstore.getState. And now we want to send this to our server. So let's go axios.post to /login. And we want to send the login form object. And then we have to use a special option here. We have to do with credentials true. And we have to do this because our server's on a different domain, and this just makes it work across domains. So this is a promise, so we got to go await. And then let's make this async. And then let's assign it to res and console.logit. All right, let's connect it to our login form. So I'll go up here, I'll go on submit, and we want it to run store.login. So let's go back to Chrome and try it out. So I put in the wrong credentials, hit login, and we get our 401 unauthorized error. And if we do the correct credentials, which is test2@email.com, password 123, we get a 200 back. So we should be logged in. So if we check up here, we go to cookies. You can see we now have our authorization cookie with our token inside it. So we're technically logged in. So now what we want to do next is basically protect this notes page so you can only see it if you're logged in. So we're going to start setting that up. So let's close everything and let's go to components and create a new one. We'll call it require auth.js. I'll create a component and then let's open our auth store. And let's add a piece of state to just keep track of whether the user's logged in or not. So I'll go logged in is equal to null by default. And then when they do log in, if they get past this line, we know they have the right credentials. So we'll want to set logged in to true. So now if they do the correct credentials, it's going to set it to true. So now we can use that piece of state within our require auth function. So right here I'm going to go props. And by default, I just want it to render props.children. And this is a special prop that just gets whatever's in between this tag when we use it. So we're going to use it like this. And whatever we put in between gets assigned to props.children. So up here, let's grab our store. We'll go const store is equal to auth store. And let's go, hey, if store.loggedin. Let's go if you're not logged in. Let's just render please log in. Otherwise, if they are logged in, you'll get past this line and it'll render whatever's in between require auth. So let's use this component now. Let's go to app.js. Let's find our notes page and let's wrap it in require auth. So now if we go to our notes page, we get, hey, please log in. And we go and we log in. And we do password 123. I log in. It sets login to true. I go back home and now I can see it. So that's cool, but now every time we go to our page, we have to log in. We don't really want that. So we really wanted to check if we're logged in right out the gate. So let's set that up. We'll go to auth store. And we'll create a new function called check auth. It's going to be async. And in here, we're going to go await axios.get. And we're going to hit that check auth route that we set up. And yeah, if we get past this line, we know the person's logged in. So let's go set logged in to true. If they're not logged in, this is going to throw an error. So let's catch that error. So we'll go try to do this. If not, catch the error. And if it errors out, we want to set logged in is equal to false. And now we want to run this function when someone first hits our app. So let's go to require auth. Well, not when they first hit our app, the first time they try to hit a protected route. So let's do use effect in here. And then it takes a function. And the second argument is the dependencies list. If we just leave that empty, it'll just run once when the component mounts. And then yeah, this component's gonna mount several times for each protected route. So we actually wanna do another check in here. Let's go if store.loggedin is equal to null, run the function, otherwise don't. So store.auth check. And yeah, it's only equal to null the first time. So it's gonna be equal to null by default. We're gonna check if they're logged in. And from then on out, it'll either be true or false. So that function will never run again. So let's see what happens. We go back here and we get an error. Store.auth check is not a function. So I called it check auth. So let's change that. So store.checkAuth. Go back here and we get an error 401 unauthorized. And that's because if we go to our store, I forgot to add that with credentials option. So let's add that. We're gonna have to do that on every single one. Refresh, and now I see the notes page. And if I delete our auth cookie, so now I'm logged out, and now I get please log in. So please log in is kind of lame. Let's make it so it automatically redirects to the login page. So let's go back in our require auth, and let's go, instead of store.not logged in, so that could either be null or false, let's make it so it specifically has to be equal to false. So it'll go inside here once we've checked if they're logged in. And then let's add another one up here. So if store.loggedin is equal to null. So at this point, we don't know if they're logged in or not. So let's return loading. And then once we check if it's equal to false, let's redirect to the login page here. So to do that, we can import a component from React Router DOM, and it's called navigate. So let's grab that. And then in here, we can just return navigate to /login. Just like that. So now if we're logged out, it's just gonna automatically redirect. So I go to home, and it says, hey, you're not logged in, and it takes us to the login page. Let's log in, password 123. So now I'm logged in, and if I go to home, I get this, and I can refresh the page. I can refresh the page, and it still shows it. So it's working pretty good. So that's cool. So now let's set up a sign up page. Well, before we do that, one thing I think would be nice too is when we do log in, let's automatically redirect here. So let's start with that. We'll go to our login form, and let's create a new function called handle login. And it's going to get the HTML event. We're going to prevent default. And then we want to run store.login. So let's copy that. And instead, let's run handle login down here. Oops, no function, just like that. So prevent default, and then let's await this login thing. And if we get past this line, we know they did the right credentials. So let's go in here and we'll go, we gotta navigate right here. So to do it in a function like this, we can't render that component. We have to do another way. So we can import use navigate from React Router DOM. And this is a React hook. So to use it, we go const navigate. I can't type right now. Is equal to use navigate, call the function. And now in here, we can go navigate and just pass it where we want to navigate to. So let's go slash. So we log in, and we're using await, so this has to be async. Login, prevent default, await for the login. If that passes, we navigate to home. If it errors out, we do nothing. So now let's go back to our auth store. And we go to login, and we're now handling this prevent default in the other function, so we can delete that. And let's try it out. Go back here, I go to login, I put in my credentials, hit login, and I automatically get redirected to the home page. So that's cool. Now let's do our sign up page. So I'm going to close everything. Let's create a new component called sign up form. .js. Create a component, and it's going to look just like our login form, so I'm going to go there and borrow the code, copy all this, and then we got to add a handle sign up function to our store and update sign up form, and then we're going to add a sign up form piece of state to store the values. So let's change this, update sign up form. Sign up form.password, and we'll change this to sign up. So let's create a page now. We'll call it sign up page. Create a component. Our component's going to have a heading that just says sign up, and it renders our sign up form. Save that. And then let's hook it up to our router. So let's go inside app.js, and we'll add a new one, /signup, and we want it to render sign up page. I gotta import it, make sure to click that, and then let's add it to our navigation. So /signup goes to sign up. Go back to our app, and we should get some errors. So we're getting store is not defined within our sign up form. So we go here, let's grab the store. So const store is equal to auth store. And we should have more errors since we didn't create any of this stuff yet. So there we go. Auth store is not defined, so I didn't import it. So let me make sure to do that. And now let's create all this stuff we already linked up. So we'll go to auth store. We're going to have a sign up form with email and password. And then we're going to have an update sign up form that's almost the same. So I'll copy this. And then it has to change sign up form. Put the default current values in there, and then override one down here. That looks good. And then let's add a sign up function. So I'll close all this. Sign up is a function. We'll just go console.log sign up. Let's see if it works. We go back here. We still get an error. Handle sign up is not defined. So let's go to our sign up page and go to our sign up form. And we have handle sign up. Let's just make it store.signup. Like that. Go back. All the errors are gone. We got a sign up page now. So let's hook everything up. Oh, we already hooked it up. So we just got to handle this sign up function now. So let's do it how we did in the other component. We'll go const handle sign up. And it's going to get the HTML event. We're going to prevent default. And then we're going to run our store.signup function and connect it down here. So handle sign up. And now when someone clicks it, it prevents default and runs our function right here. And in here, we got to grab the sign up form values. So let's copy that, change it to sign up form. And then we're going to use Axios. So let's make it an async function. We're going to go const res is equal to axios.post. We want to post the /signup. We want to send our sign up form. And we got to add that with credentials option. Now let's just console.log the response to see what happens. And let's not forget to add a wait right there. Go back here, and now I'll sign up with a new email. Hit sign up, and I get the 200, so it's creating a user. And let's see, what else can we do? So once we sign up, let's redirect them to the login page. So to do that, we'll go back to our sign up form. We're gonna await for this to finish and make this async. And then once that finishes, let's use that use navigate again. So import use navigate from React Router DOM. Go in here, const navigate is equal to use navigate. And then we want to navigate to /login. Let's try that out. So we sign up with a new email, hit sign up, we get redirected to login. So let's actually create, oh, that's one thing we want to fix. We want it to clear once we do submit, so we can handle that real quick. Let's go in here, and once that does pass, let's go set. We want to set sign up form to email empty string and password empty string. And then let's do the same thing in our login function. So I'll go down here and I want to set login form, email empty string, password empty string. So that's going to clear the forms now. So we sign up with email3@email.com, password, sign up, get redirected to login, and now let's try it. This stupid pop-up. email3@email.com, password, get logged in, we get to our notes, it's all working. So I think last up we just have to add logout. So let's go create a new page. We'll call it logout page. .js, create a component. And then let's connect it inside of app.js. So let's create a link for it real quick. It's going to be /logout. Then let's add the route down here. So when someone hits /logout, we want to render the logout page. There we go. Let's see if it works. We go here, we go to logout, and we get to this page. So let's go to that page, and let's just render you are now logged out. And then when someone hits this page, we want it to run a function. So let's go to our auth store and create that function. So we'll create a function called logout. It's going to be an async function. And all it's going to do is do axios.get /logout. Do the with credentials option. And then once this passes, we got to await on it also. Once it passes, we set logged in equal to false. So let's hook that up. So we'll go to logout page, and we want it to run as soon as this component mounts. So to use effect, import it, it gets a function, and then we put brackets because we just want it to run once when the page is rendered. And we want it to run, we got to import our store, so const store is equal to auth store. And we want this use effect to run store.logout. I think that should be working. Let's try it out. So I'm on this page, it says you're now logged out. If I go to home, it tells me to log in, so let's log back in. So I log in, I can see the notes, and I hit log out. It should log me out, so I try to go home again, and yeah, I can't see it. Alright, so we got everything working, but we have one issue. This notes route is really only protected client side. There's nothing stopping anyone from going into Postman and creating a note that way. And we can just delete the cookie to make sure it works without authentication. So look, I can just create notes without even being authorized. So we're gonna fix that. We're gonna jump back in our server folder. So I'll just go here, I'll open a new tab, I'll go code dot to open my server folder. And we're gonna go in our server.js file, scroll down here, and we're gonna add require auth to all these notes paths. So let's just paste that in all 5 places. And now I go back to Postman, I try to create a note. It says no way, and if I log in, it now works. So now we have to go back into our React app, so let's go there. And we have to go to Notes, and we have to set that with credentials option on all our requests. So I looked it up, and there's a way to do it globally, so let's check that out. I found the Stack Overflow answer, and we can just add this line to our index. So let's go index.js. Paste it in right there, and then let's go to our auth store and we can delete it in this file. So I'm just gonna let's change all occurrences just like that, and let's see if everything works now. So I'll go back here, I'm logged out, I can't see home, so I log in, I can see it, and I can delete and update and do all that. So we're in business, everything's working. And in the next video, we're gonna make these notes belong to a specific user. So when you log in, you only see your notes and only you can edit your own notes. So I'll see you in the next video.